Okay, Daniel Lewa, is it actually going to happen?
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Methuselah?
Yes, the new Fantastic Four First Steps trailer. I just was dying to hop on a call and ask Daniel Lewa, do you think that now that we've seen an actual image of the Baxter Building in the Fantastic Four First Steps trailer, I really just want to ask you one singular question right now. Do you think that we are going to get within this year or the next year a Lego Baxter Building modular building?
No.
Okay, really?
At least not this year. At least not this year. Okay, here's the thing. One, the Baxter Building's not yet like a proven iconic structure from the movies. In comparison with all of the other Marvel modular buildings we've seen time and again, all of the different buildings in some form or another, I don't think the Baxter Building is on a level yet where they can truly market it and be a product that kids, adults, everyone will enjoy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that just doesn't seem to be the case yet.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying because Lego, especially Lego Marvel, they kind of like to play it safe, especially within the past recent years. Like, they only want to release sets if it's been proven that it's popular and it's proven that it will sell well. And they do the same with Star Wars too. Yes, Baxter Building doesn't have one iconic look. There is a pretty iconic look of just a big cubic building with a little bit of a cylinder on the side of it with the big 4 logo on top on the helipad for the Fantastic Car. So a comic accurate one could be doable and somewhat iconic. But the thing is, Daniel Lewa, there's a big blockbuster movie coming out this summer in July, and we just saw the teaser trailer for it. You and I both think it looks amazing. And I think the general consensus online is like, okay, this is a comic accurate, unique 60s style Fantastic Four, and it's being received really well, and I hope the movie turns out really well. So if you're the Lego group, would you not be like, okay, now's our opportunity to do a Lego Baxter Building?
Look, we have seen how hesitant they are to do any sort of movie tie-in when the movie comes out because it's unproven. It's an unproven thing. It's when the movies do really well and make boatloads and boatloads of money, and then the Lego group will be like, wait a second, let's start making Infinity Saga sets 10 years later. I think we'll see the same with something like the Baxter Building. It'll show up in Fantastic Four, and if people love Fantastic Four, which I think they will, and if the building shows up in Doomsday next year, that's 2 movies that are going to make a ton of money that tons of people will have seen, and people will want those locations. I think it's not until both of those things happen that we see the Baxter Building come to fruition.
I see exactly what you're saying, but I have 2 to 3 points that I want to bring up and bounce off of you. Number 1 point, this isn't Baxter Building's first appearance, and this isn't the Fantastic Four's appearance. Fantastic Four kind of is a pre-sold concept already, and we know that because it's had 3 movie adaptations. So the Fantastic Four are already some of the most iconic superheroes and superhero teams, if not the superhero team. So it's not like such a risk to do a Baxter Building, even if the movie is bad, because the Fantastic Four already are pre-beloved. 2, Lego Marvel has been doing a modular building for the past 4 years straight, once a year. So are you literally going to break a 4-year streak in 2025 and not do a Marvel modular build?
Okay, one, Baxter Building is not a recognizable enough thing just as an idea, and neither are the Fantastic Four in the general public's mind. Like, if you think of the last Fantastic Four movies that did moderately well, those came out over 20 years ago almost. It's a whole other generation has passed. The Fantastic Four just do not have the level of popularity yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they do not have the popularity yet that the X-Men have. They didn't have their whole multi-season show in the 90s with the X-Mansion, multiple movies in the early 2000s like the X-Men with their own version of the X-Mansion, but still an X-Mansion. And so it's like, we can look at some of the other things like the X-Mansion that aren't solely based off of one movie. Those still had much more weight behind them, whereas Baxter Building is going to take some time to build up to that. I'm honestly shocked that they have been able to pull off the Marvel modular building every year, considering there just isn't this huge swath of super big popular things in pop culture that could be turned into that form. When you look at just the regular modular buildings, they can make up whatever. Well, let's do an English pub. Let's do, I don't know, a jazz club. You know, like, they can do whatever till the end of time. With the Marvel modulars, I think we always felt that there would be some sort of limit where they'd be pushing up against what more can we do that would really sell. And so I just don't think now's the right time. They're going to take a break, see how some of this stuff does, and then regroup, come back and make a great Baxter Building. Something I think is interesting is that we've been seeing some rumors for potentially like an Oscorp building that could have been a Marvel modular. It doesn't look like it will be modular, and so it's like, ugh, if they're not going to do that as a modular, I don't think they're going to do one this year. Like, I wish I was wrong, but that's going to be my prediction.
You're breaking my heart right now, Daniel Lewa, by all the things that you're. I know you're being realistic. I know you're probably actually right. But can we just hope and dream as Marvel fans, bro? I think you're thinking more of the terms of movies and TV shows. But this team has been around since the 60s, bro. The movies haven't been, like MCU level popular with the Fan Four Stick, which was a flop, and then the Chris Evans Fantastic Four, which was, who knows? I don't know. I was a child when it came out. But this team is still super iconic regardless because Human Torch was the first Marvel character. Not only that, if you're thinking about other media like Marvel Rivals, where they're just getting even more popularity. We haven't talked about how the building actually looks in the trailer. We actually see how it looks here, and it is very unique and different to what we see generally in the comics. But the good thing about it, Daniel Lewa, is it has the 4 blatantly splattered right on the front face on the top of the building. So this means it could work very well as an iconic Fantastic Four building in your display in the same way that Daily Bugle and Avengers Tower have their logo splattered on the front.
I don't even know if you would necessarily want this as a modular building considering its shape. If you look at some of the art for it, it's this huge, giant, grand thing that has these huge sloped curves coming out the front with a giant launch pad. So it's like, you could do that modularly. You could just cut off the launch pad, which is probably what they would do, or like put it on top or something. There's a big empty space and there's a launch pad in front of it. It'd be, yeah, it's awesome, but imagine trying to fit that into the 32 by 32 base plate.
Look at Avengers Tower, bro. It literally has a Quinjet launch pad. If they could do Avengers Tower, they could do this. And I'm imagining if they did, it would be shorter than the Avengers Tower, but pretty, honestly, a little bit similar because they both have curves and blue windows.
Oh, it would be awesome. And I think because we're seeing this huge push with Fantastic Four now, it's getting into the public conversation and consciousness. We're going to see this eventually. But the thing is, like, if they did it now, with it not being as super well known, imagine trying to ask like $300 for something like this. However, for big fans of Marvel and Fantastic Four, you would want this to be a $300+ set with all of the possible figs and builds and whatever that it could have, right? So it's like, in order to get to that threshold, it's better that it becomes this bigger, well-known thing, and then we can finally see it.
I don't know, Daniel Lewa. Just please can it happen, and please can it have all the cast members, Herbie, Doctor Doom, Annihilus, Moldman, everybody, bro. Please, bro.
Oh, it's so cool. And who knows what other characters we'll even see in the movie. Silver Surfer, all this crazy stuff. Galactus. Well, hopefully we can get a Galactus set this year, but like, there's honestly so much potential here. So I hope that one day, whenever they do this, that they just go all out and make it the coolest, most packed thing.
Please don't stop with the Marvel modular buildings. There's so much more. Oscorp, Nelson and Murdoch, Fisk Tower, Baxter Building. Like, there are still at least at minimum 3 more Marvel ones you could do, and you could maybe even go Alias Investigations. Like, we need like a Hell's Kitchen related modular building, and we need a Baxter Building. Once we could do that, then maybe I will go ahead and retire.
Okay, let's get hyped. But in the meantime, Fantastic Four, July. Let's get ready.
So yeah, let us know what you think. Is this building gonna happen or never happen or happen in the future? Let's put money on it, Daniel Lewa. I'm saying this year it'll happen. If so, I will send you one of my Doctor Strange minifigures. And
I'll send you one of my Monkey Kid minifigures if it happens.
First Monkey Kid and Daniel Lewa's first Doctor Strange. Let's celebrate. And let's also celebrate Fantastic Four first steps by super smashing the subscribe button on this channel, as well as the thumbs up button. Sorry for the Marvel overload, but it's what I forced Daniel Lewa to do.
It's great. It's exciting stuff, and I hope you're all going to join us as we continue the ride this year. Shout out to all our viewers and especially our channel members who are phenomenal and are...
I'm Lid Me, Dr. Dan PhD, MC Go, Richie Rage, Uncle Michael, Uncle Norman, Mary Kay, Oliver J. the Ginger Lender, Cesar, Shuey Lee, Grandma Susan, and Norman Davis. Thank you for being such fantastic channel members.
If you made it this far in the video, you're a super real one. You put Flareon in the comments below.